Well, semiconductor stocks are surging after Micron reported better than expected sales and earnings in its fiscal first quarter. Micron also raised its next quarter guidance thanks to continued demand for its memory chips, specifically the ones used in AI data centers. To break down what the report means for the wider sector, we've got William Kerwin, who is the Morningstar Technology Equity Analyst here. Great to have you here with us this morning. First, as you're listening into what this company is saying on the call yesterday and now kind of thinking about your thesis going forward, does what you heard materially change the trajectory here for what Micron can continue to deliver for investors who are sending the stock higher this morning by about 17%?
Well, really, the results were nothing short of impressive, but ultimately it doesn't change a whole lot in terms of our medium-term thesis on the company. So Micron has been benefiting from a cyclical upswing in memory demand over the past year. We expect that to continue through calendar 2025. And so even though the guidance beat our expectations for the next quarter, we expect this growth to decelerate over the course of the next 4 quarters. And we ended up maintaining our fair value estimate at $110 a share.
So then is the stock reaction today, I guess, getting a little ahead of itself? Is there too much optimism then that's being priced in?
Well, we think it's a correction from maybe too much pessimism that was happening over the past couple months. There are some analyst downgrades on the stock, some concerns of oversupply, cratering prices in the market. Really, we think these results ultimately showed that those concerns were unfounded, and we think the fundamentals are really strong.
You know, as you think about where this could overflow or broaden out, because we had heard from Micron that they're going to have to invest more just so they can keep up with some of the demand that they are seeing. What type of investment profile do you think that means in terms of their own capital that they'll have to invest back into the business in order to ramp up supply so that they can continue to either outpace demand or just keep pace with it?
They've been guiding pretty aggressively on the CapEx front. So they're guiding for roughly 35% of sales in terms of their CapEx levels this upcoming year. They expect that to accelerate in the second half of the year. So there's a lot of investment that goes into this. Micron is vertically integrated. They produce and manufacture their own chips. But ultimately, we don't see this as a sea change for the company. It's already very capital intensive. And that is really what leads to cyclicality in the memory chip industry in the long run. So as much as we liked the print, we like the next 4 quarters for Micron, we still see long-term cyclicality in the future.
William, what does their pricing power look like? I guess how much stronger is their pricing power? How much more of an edge do you think they have just given that strong demand that they've seen?
Compared to competitors in the market, we don't see a whole lot of pricing power for Micron. We view memory chips as commodities, with Micron, Samsung, SK Hynix all producing to similar standards. But in the short term, in this really strong upcycle, pricing in the entire market is up because demand is exceeding supply. So that's benefiting Micron. We expect that to continue again through 2025. But longer term, what we usually expect to see is a more normalized environment where prices come down every year, but that's offset by demand growth. And so we still expect mid-cycle growth for Micron in the long term.
With this in mind, how much of the spending that we've seen go towards chips are you anticipating will cascade into other areas now that language learning models and inferencing as a service is starting to be more prominent and build out its own tentacles as well within this industry?
Ultimately, yes. We think there are going to be far more beneficiaries than the concentrated group that we tend to talk about here in the chip stocks, but it's going to be a long-term story. And right now, it seems like the biggest beneficiaries, like a Micron, like an NVIDIA, are really taking an outside portion of this investment from AI. But longer term, and we're talking over a 10-year horizon, I expect it to broaden.
All right, Micron shares rallying here, up just about 16% shortly after the open. William Kerwin, great to have you, Morningstar's Technology Equity Analyst. Thanks so much.